Starr's beer review. Tonight we're going to take a look at something different. We're going to take a look at Mill Street's lemon tea beer. So this should be interesting. Lemon tea beer, a remarkable wheat beer infused with a blend of orange pekoe and Earl Grey teas. Pours a light amber color and will charm you with its sublime tea flavor and subtle lemon twist. A truly Canadian take on one of Europe's newest beer styles. Ingredients: water, malted wheat, malted barley, lemon puree, organic cane sugar, orange pekoe tea, and Earl Grey tea, hops. So, it's a summery type of beer. Better get through this one here while it's still sort of summer. It's now, as of today, it's September 5th. This will be uploaded a little later. One of my favorite summer beverages, actually one of my favorite year-round beverages whenever I'm not drinking beer, and trust me, I don't drink beer all the time, is iced tea. I like iced tea. I like iced tea, cola, whatever. So it should be interesting to take a look at this one because it's a merger of two of my favorite things, beer and iced tea. But just how good is it? Let's take a look. Let's crack this open. Give it a pour in my Keith's glass. Well, light amber's right. More like a... I mean, there is touches of amber in there, but it's mainly like an orangey golden color. One finger ahead. Bubbles are fairly, well, coarse. Not too coarse, but they are dying rather quickly. The beer isn't perfectly clear, which makes me think that it's either unfiltered or when they put that lemon puree in, it was unstrained. Like, it's like puree instead of just straight lemon juice. Give it a sniff. Well, there's definitely a pseudo-sweet, not too sweet, but just as like a mild cane sugar sweetness off the top of that, but it's mainly like a smell of tea, like, yeah, like orange pekoe. And you can smell the Earl Grey in there as well. Actually, I think the smell is predominantly Earl Grey. Not that it smells bad or anything. Other than that, it just smells like an iced tea, made with like a little bit of sugars. I don't smell any citrus off of this. Maybe a touch of sourness, but it's not like a full-on citrus smell. Let's give it a taste. There is a mild taste of citrus throughout the mouth. There's a lingering taste of tea and a little bit of hop bitterness, but the hop type is indiscernible. It's just a lingering touch of bitterness. It's not, I mean, there's a mild sweetness, but it's not sweet at all, almost. It's like, it's there in the flavors, along with a little bit of toasted grain, a little breadiness. But the flavors are completely mild. It's very watery. But it makes it easy to drink, and it finishes somewhat dry. It's different. I'm sure there's almost nothing out there that's quite like this. I'm going to sit down with this for a bit. I'll be right back. And we're back with Mill Street's lemon tea beer. So what did I think? It's okay. The flavor profile of this thing is actually really, like, exceptionally mild. There's nice tastes of tea leaves in there, but that pretty much is what dominates the taste. Even that little bit of touch of bitterness in the back predominantly has a tea flavor. Whether that's actually hops or tea bitterness. If you go into this thinking that this beer is something like a can of regular iced tea, it isn't. You're going to be very disappointed. And I think maybe that's one thing. I had this a couple months ago, and I think I dumped it down the sink because I thought it was gross. But that's probably because I was thinking that I was going into it expecting something like this, so like a regular can of iced tea, only maybe mixed with beer. This is more like drinking like a cup of tea, like a regular straight cup of tea with tea leaves and everything, with a touch of sugar, and a touch of lemon in a beer, but like chilled. It's like homemade iced tea with not very much sugar added. It's mainly just predominantly a tea flavored beer. There's almost no lemon. There's other than a touch of sourness and maybe a touch of citrus. You do taste like some beer qualities in there, but they're very like buried in the back. For the most part, it's just a clean, easily drinkable, watery beer. Which there's nothing bad you can say about it. It's an inoffensive brew. But I can't say it's my favorite. Better than average. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Just because there is some redeeming qualities, and I am going to be able to finish this. And who knows, I might even at some point buy this again just for myself to drink. But it's not like I can give it a huge recommendation. It is easy to drink, and if you're an iced tea fan, you might like this. But keep in mind, this isn't going to be like tasting a can of Nestea or a can of Lipton Brisk. You're not going to get any sweetness out of this at all, hardly. It's basically just going to be some exotic tea leaves, like Earl Grey, mixed with a touch of beer. But for the most part, as far as flavored beers go, I'd say I'd prefer, like, a Moose Light Lime or something over this. Not that I wouldn't drink this. I'd say this is close behind that. But I can't justify drinking this that much. I mean, I would drink this if I was handed it. I might even buy it again, but I'm not going to go out of my way for it, and I don't recommend anybody else go out of their way for it either. Which is a shame, because I actually really like Mill Street's the Tank House Ale. That stuff's really delicious, and they actually have a couple other brews that I'd really love to get my hands on, like they have a coffee porter or something. But it's serviceable, does the trick. So 3 out of 5. Anyway, thanks for watching Maxwell Starr's beer review. It's been a pleasure to serve you as always, and I hope you enjoyed the review. Tune in next time. We got more beer to come. Talk to you later. Bye.